All right, welcome back. This is season 45, War 1. We've matched NEFTI. Team's going to be S99, Anti-Venom, and White Mags. And I was not ready for this season to start. I was definitely enjoying off-season. So, going to start out on Path 6 in Section 1. I have a Mysterio for my first fight. And my game plan is going to depend on what kind of AI Mysterio brings. So I was hoping for passive AI. And if he decides to be passive, I'm going to hit his block, give him as little specials as possible, and I'm going to let my ruptures do all the work. The problem is, once he throws his special one, he's going to get very aggressive, and then you run the risk of having him be aggressive anyway, because sometimes Mysterio is just very aggressive. So had he been aggressive, I would have had to have relied on regular hits and not so much the rupture damage, and that would have been a pain in the ass because it would have been baiting a lot of special ones and then having to run away, and then you end up getting backed into the corner. So had he been aggressive, I probably would have gone for pushing him to special 2. Because he's thrown a special 1 now, and he's just pushing me back. So I resort to regular hits here, and now he's gotten passive again, so I'm going back to the blocked hits. And the game plan is to just let him throw as little specials as possible. Next up is this Mephisto, and the node is going to give him prowess as the time goes on in the fight. So what I didn't want to do was just hit block the entire time. And the reason for that is because I don't want to let his prowess build up, and then just in case I accidentally eat a special one, that would be a shitty way to die. So I'm going to do a mix of hitting him regular to remove the prowess, and then blocked hits to build my ruptures. And that way I don't have to worry, just in case I happen to get clipped by a special one with maybe 1 or 2 prowess. It won't really be that big of a deal. It'll still hurt, but it wouldn't be a life sentence. Wouldn't be a death, basically. Because if I got hit with like 6, 7, 8 prowess, that could very well kill me. Moving into Section 2, I'm going to be on Path 1. I have this Buffet Doom, Ascended Doom. Doesn't really matter if he's Ascended or not Ascended. It's the same game plan whenever I fight Doom, no matter where I fight him. I'm going to pause my initial wither. I'm going to build my 20 ruptures. I'm going to let the ruptures do a majority of the work, push him over a bar power, get the rupture burst, bait out the special 1, and then just repeat the entire process. The node doesn't matter here whatsoever. Buffet, I can't get buffs. And then he is going to get regens from time to time, but say that the fight happened to last long enough for him to reach 10 regens and go unblockable, that doesn't matter either, because I'm not actually parrying, I'm not landing regular hits, I'm just landing blocked hits. So it doesn't matter if he's unblockable or not. And that's the entire strat in a nutshell right there. Next up is Mangog. This wasn't originally mine, but Fur asked me after I took Doom down if I wanted to take it. I was like, sure, why not? So, because Mangog is tactic, I'm not using a PS1. I don't have to worry about pausing, so I'm just going to start the fight off, I'm going to land like 4 or 5 heavies in a row. That way I have my wither. I'm going to have 5 exhaustions. Bait a special 1 out of him. Get this out. Land another heavy. Get to my special 2. And now, from this point on, I have 2 withers, 5 exhaustions. Just by making contact with his block, I'm pausing my debuffs. So I never actually have to worry about pausing by getting him to dash in. And the rest of the fight is just all going to be blocked hits. And I'm going to try to get him down to 0 power at one point, so I'm going to back off for a bit, because I want to get him down there so that I can start getting rupture bursts and drop him even quicker. Because right now, with him being in the middle of a bar of power, it's just the rupture tick damage. It's not the actual burst damage, because I'm not getting him to a power threshold. So now I've reached that point. The rupture bursts are happening, and he's going to go down really fast at this point. All right, last up here is Photon Boss. I got the green light to ascend S99 right before this fight. So checking out the comparison between R5 and R6, basically, the old rupture damage was 862 over X amount of seconds. The new is 1052. So it does increase your rupture damage overall. I didn't really notice much of a difference in this fight, but this is the first one that I've taken with him. And my thinking on it is, while it does help with the ruptures, a lot of your hits are blocked hits, which is already less damage anyway. So I'm not sure yet if he actually needs it or not. It is cool to have him ascended, and I am glad that I did it, because I use him a fuck ton. I'm just not sure if it actually benefits him quite yet. Maybe when R3s become more prevalent, it might be a bit more noticeable. This fight's going to end up taking me the same amount of time that it normally does, I believe. And so my game plan for it, decks off. I actually had decks off right from the start of this war. I set up my Photon Masteries because I knew all my fights were with S99. And I am just going to hit block, build my ruptures. Whenever she throws a special 1 or throws a heavy, I'm going to use that for an opening to land regular hits. I'm going to use my relic as soon as I get it, land a heavy to get the exhaustion. So that's an extra debuff for my SP2 damage. And that is the gist of this one. So I will come back when this fight is all done. And yeah. So we ended up winning this one. I'm not sure exactly what happened on NEFTI side, but it seems like they missed 2 fights. I think I saw something about someone doubling a path that shouldn't have happened, a mistake. But I barely check chats, or I don't have time to read the chats anymore. Aside for a few small moments here and there. But good luck to NEFTI for the rest of this season, and that's all she wrote for now. Thank you very much for watching.